Hey everyone, it's Donna here, and I'm just coming on to show you a new journal that I just completed. This one I am naming Grace, and Grace is 5 inches by 7 inches and has 60 pages front and back. She has a soft cover with vintage collage of vintage laces, like I love doing. She comes with some journal jewelry. It's the bead dangles or the chain dangles like I've been selling. And I also put another piece of jewelry on the dangle. And this is just held on with a bulb pin, so you can take that off if you want. It's got all kinds of little a heart and a lock and a dragonfly and several beads. And then on the cover is she's held together with just a piece of muslin that is made to look like it's been rusted. Has patches of rusty looking areas, and that's just loose to hold it closed. She's very chunky, single signature. On the cover is a little tiny tatted doily that I had. I've been hoarding it, and the doily is just held on by this mother of pearl button, and then the cover is just a collage of vintage laces and linens, my pretties, all of my pretties, and the cover is soft cover. And let's look inside. There's a pocket running through the front of crochet lace. There's a lot of my linens in here. I tried to use as much as I could. Inside the pocket is a picture of Grace when she was a little girl. And then a couple of tags, collage tag, and this one has a little crystal piece on it. And then I had this little doily, this little embroidered doily, and it fit perfectly, absolutely perfectly in this journal. So I had to use it, and it's backed with some coffee stained paper so you can write on the back side. And then there's a little charm here, looks like a little dream catcher. This is a page from a journal ledger that I just recently purchased. It is from 1883 to 1884, and this is the original page from it. I purchased the whole journal. I actually managed to get one from Patty Lang at her auction. So I will be offering some paper packs that include some pages from this journal and some other antique and vintage books that I have. Coffee stained, everything, just about everything in here is coffee stained and has torn edges. Another piece of vintage lace here with an upper tuck with a journaling card in there. This is a page from 1890 something Sears Roebuck catalog, reproduction catalog. Ledger page, plenty of room for journaling in here. This is a page from a stamp collector book that I actually pulled out of a dumpster about 4 or 5 years ago. That was before I started junk journaling, or I would have kept it. Was full of stamps and I sold all the stamps on eBay, which was what I was doing at the time, buying and selling on eBay. But I kept the book, the empty book, and now I'm using it in journals because it makes great little tuck spots for little tiny embellishments. Kind of like the Tim Holtz slotted thing. And it is a pocket, and inside the pocket is a page from an 1891 book that I have. And this is a page from a children's dictionary. Little ruffled fabric there. Another crochet pocket here on a piece of vintage wallpaper. And inside the pocket is another collage tag. And a little tiny seed catalog, front and back cover. And then just little random pieces of paper for journaling inside there. The images for this cover came from archive.org. And then guest check, some ledger page. Tucked in here, there's a little fabric ruffle down there, journaling card, and this is the rest of the page from that ledger that you can use. A beautiful handwriting. You can use it, scan it, do whatever you want with it. This is a pocket page here with collaged decoupage napkin on the front, and inside of the pocket is a big journaling card. Whoops. And on the back side is just a fussy cut bird from one of my books. This page has decorative stitching going down the edge, and the paper itself already had holes in it, so I just wove some vintage lace through the holes. And then tucked inside here is another journaling card that I made, a picture of Grace and her boyfriend as a young woman, and then a flower fairy tag with a poem on the back. And over here, this is just paper clipped on a journaling card with a snippet of lace down here, and the paper clip has a metal rose on it. And this just opens up for more journaling. Page from a community cookbook with heavenly hash and lemon puff dessert. And this is just a fabric flip. And this had a tear in it, so I just held it together with a safety pin that has a vintage button and a little leaf charm attached to it. This is a page from a 1787 French book. I reinforced the fold of it just to kind of protect it, because it is such an old page. The paper pack that I'm planning to put together will have some from this book as well. Glassine envelope, and in it is a vintage card with some mending wool on it. That's an original. The center of the signature has a doily. This is coming up in my video this coming weekend. These are new. This one I coffee stained. The ones I'm selling are white. And then the strings have vintage buttons hanging from them. And inside the other side of the glassine envelope is a card with a cutout, and there's a butterfly behind it. That's that 1700s book. My snippet, piece of snippet roll, and I put some appliques and a little mother of pearl button on there, and that just opens up for more journaling. The back side of that, and this is a little doily pocket that I made with a little journaling card in it. And on this side is a bank receipt from 1912. That's an original, and another little piece of ephemera. Looks like a meter reading from 1963. And then this just opens up for more journaling. And on the paper clip is a little tiny cameo. Inside this This pocket is a postcard that Grace received from her friend Louise, who is in college in Cambridge, Massachusetts. And then a journaling card, a couple of little journaling cards. This is a pocket with a collaged card with some vintage laces and a vintage yo-yo coming over it, and that just sits on top of that. Tim Holtz wildflower die that I have, and that's the back side of the book page. This here was a mistake, and I made the best out of it. It was intended to be, this was a German poetry book, and it was intended to be a page in the book, and I wanted to sew this little tuck spot onto it with this vintage little vintage collar, and I went and sewed it on, and then I realized when I took it off the sewing machine, Donna, you dodo, you sewed the two pages together. I forgot to open it up before I sewed this on, so I figured, okay, how can I make this work, because I want to use that. And I just made it into a big tag. It has another tuck spot here, which was between the pages, and then on the back side I just sewed on one of the 1946 appointment book pages. So now it's a big tag, and some vintage lace down there, more vintage lace coming off the edge there, a little bit of collage on the back side of that wallpaper, place for journaling, another snippet of vintage linens that I have that I made into a pocket with a couple of tags in it. And on the back side I just put some, this is the children's dictionary, and I just put some piano roll paper over it for journaling. Here's the fortune cookie in this journal. For those of you who are new to my channel, all of my journals, all of my decorated journals have a fortune cookie in it, and all it is a little envelope, a little fold out, and in it is a fortune from a book that I had purchased. And I don't look at them before I put them in the journal. I have a whole bag of them ready to go. I just reach in the bag and grab one and put it in the journal. So it's a surprise for whoever this journal goes to. The rest of that Sears catalog page, and that beautiful vintage lace with a tuck spot here and some more vintage lace there. This one's probably antique there. This page just has a tag on it that slips over the page, and it opens up for writing on the inside. And then there's collage on both sides of the tag. That just slips up there. There's the rest of that ledger. Beautiful handwriting, gorgeous. And the back side of that crocheted, or not, well, it is crocheted there, but embroidered doily. And in the back pocket is just some extra papers for either journaling on or for covering up pages that have text on them that you want to use for journaling. And my handmade by tag. And that's the back. And that is Grace. I thank you for coming by to take a look. Grace is for sale. If she is still for sale when you look at this video, the purchase information will be down below in the description box. My friendship challenge is still going on. I'll put a link to that at the end of this video. It goes on through April 15th, so you have plenty of time to enter. And this weekend will be doily weekend, so stay tuned for that. But that's all I have for today. Bye for now.